Hello, I'm here. I'm kind of excited to be here today, mainly because, well, kind of it's a miracle that I'm here today. Been insanely busy, so that's why I'm streaming at 7:15 instead of 7 like I originally put, and also instead of 6 or 6:30 like I would even more normally do. But it has been like 2 weeks since I've streamed on a Sunday, and if you look carefully at the screen, there's something very different from last time that I streamed. And it's called that I have finally taken the 2.5 total minutes that were required to apply a chat box to the screen. So we're gonna see how that works. So if you type messages into the chat, they will show up on the stream shortly after, and it'll also make it like blatantly clear to me how big the delay is whenever I see your chat message, and then it appears like 6.5 minutes later on the stream itself. Hello, Joe Bob. Hello, Holland. I guess I shouldn't have read the hello message. You are on the screen. It's pretty incredible, really. Literally all it took. I've been putting it off for a while because I was like, I didn't know how to choose like what chat box to even put on the screen, if I should go on a fancy like chat bubbles and pictures and all these kinds of other cool things that you could have. But I finally decided that I would just go for the most bland, normal looking, boring one, and that would be the one that I would stick with. And I think it's going to work out well for me. Welcome, Cyan, because I think overall, given that I don't have a face, my profile picture is stolen from an anime. My banner is from the same anime, which also I did finally put a banner on my profile too now. So basically, I have an identity that is built entirely around being somebody that is literally just not me. And so a bland normal chat box that means nothing and has no personal attachment fits the style of the channel very, very well, because I think this is a bland and normal channel without an identity. And so as we go through the identity crisis, we stay normal. The most bland and normal fits you. Thank you. That's what I thought so too, and that's why I went with what I went with. I also normally Dredge streams jump directly into having it loaded in, but you know, beat the game last stream. I was about to say beat the stream last game, and that wouldn't be true. Beat the game last stream, which was 2 weeks ago of this, and I bought the DLC because according to Cyan, it's not very long, and it shouldn't take that long to like get through. I have no idea if there's like an actual story here. If not, it'll like. If there is and it's lame, I can just like not finish it, and if it's cool and like sick and stuff, then I can finish it. But either way, I don't think it will go beyond like 2 streams, 3 maybe, because I do plan on ending stream early today because I have a whole bunch of stuff that I need to work on outside of stream as well. And so today's gonna be a relatively chill stream, given, you know, dredge and fishing. We sit here and go into the water and fish and don't do much else. But it's going to be chiller than normal, I think, because of my mind being kind of all over the place. Also, actually, let me click into the game before just continuing and talking about nothing. The technological difficulties that have been caused by the computer companies not aptly supporting has been mostly solved, and I believe from here on out, I'm not gonna guarantee because things could just go horribly wrong. Also, I did mess up with my I don't think I messed up. I messed with my audio a little bit before stream because I was trying to hear a video that was very quiet. So I have no idea if like standard Windows up and down volume messes with how OBS captures. I honestly kind of doubt that it does, but it might. If it does and the audio is like louder or quieter than usual and it's like impacting the stream, go ahead and let me know, because you know, I kind of need to know that information. But yeah, so Pale Reach is what is being done today, and I assume that that means go to the... Oh no, I put those there myself. I don't know how to start the DLC at all, to be honest. Let me see if there's... Oh, I'm starting to think that there might be something in the big question mark zone, but there's no way to know for sure. I'm gonna remove this marker because I don't need those anymore. Oh, also, whenever I was on the main menu screen, it played like new big epic music and stuff. It felt kind of like I was playing Elden Ring. But that might be a big clue. I think so too. But whenever we were going for X marks the spot 2 weeks ago, can you believe it was 2 weeks ago? Whenever we were going for X marks the spot, I wasn't really finding treasure. Instead, I was finding despair. It's a questionable area. We can decide that for ourselves whenever we get there. But I guess that also just means that I have to slowly drive all the way back there. So I've got time to kind of sit here and yap about the state of my computer. Last night I spent a significant amount of time testing and coping that surely Dragon's Dogma 2 would run on my PC. So I had been convinced already that with the new power supply, my computer had been completely fixed. Everything was running better than it had been whenever I would turn on the computer, and then things would run at 2 frames a second. Then I would open the game, and then games that I used to get 60 frames a second on, I was all of a sudden getting like 45. And not only was I only getting 45 frames, it would freeze every now and then as if I had like thrown my computer out the window and the wire was partially disconnected from the wall. And it was causing big problems, hence the ending of the Resident Evil stream last week and the privating of it. That way, not the privating, but the unlisting of it. That way, no poor souls discover the worst stream of all time. But I had thought that that had been fixed until I did the Resident Evil stream, and then, you know, finally got a new power supply. It only took 3 power supplies before I got one that worked. But then again, I don't know what the status of the second power supply was, because I had it sent to the wrong address, which that one is now getting sent back in soon. Maybe today, but soon, which means that finally I will be receiving about $150 back into my bank account, so I will not be literally broke anymore, and maybe I'll be able to afford things again. And I am starting to pack up the first power supply, which gives me an even better chance of things. Do these chat messages just stay forever? I think so. I haven't figured out how to make them go away yet. I'm gonna be honest, I got this set up literally at 7:05, so there wasn't really a chance or an opportunity to check that the thing was working as intended. And so those chat messages are going to be there forever. Also, go ahead and let me know if the chat, if that is like a comfortable amount of the screen, or if you wish it was less, or if you wish it was more. I'm going to have to look stuff up and figure out how to adjust things to make this all work out. It's all very new to me. And whenever you look at the getting chat set up, you realize that it's not just a, oh, I will grab the chat and then put it on the screen. It very well could be that, because that's kind of what you do. You literally grab like a video of the browser that the chat box is on, and then you put it in an OBS browser, and then the OBS browser sits on top of the thing, and so it would just be a literal like screen cap of the chat sitting there. But, you know, nobody wants a big gray block taking up about 50% of the screen. I think some people usually prefer to see the video game that they're watching. So then you go in and you see the CSS, which is like actual coding and stuff, and you look at it and it's a different language and you don't know what you're doing because it's all very confusing. Although then again, I didn't actually look at it. It may just be very bare bones, but I don't know how to code. I could hardly get Hello World to work whenever I was in high school, so I kind of gave up on that shortly after. So it's all very intimidating. So it's going to take some studying and maybe some knowledge to figure out how to get things to work. I thought I should set up a pontoon here, but when I went to stake my claim, I noticed some equipment on the ice. CSS is truly fun stuff. I don't know what it is, to be honest. Come and check it out when you get a second. In the meantime, I've got some new roads for sale. They'll be perfect for new rods for sale, not roads. She is not from Rome. Be perfect for fishing in the ice around here. That makes sense, I guess. I don't know if you have to like fish out fish in a different way if they're frozen solid or not. Maybe you have to tie a rope around them and then just start pulling and hoping. Maybe a net would be more effective than tying it around a rope though. Traveling merchant has crossed over to the nearby iceberg and is inspecting some old pieces of metal. You approach. Metal? Period. You approach. It's so weird, the stuff seems old, like really old. She kicks a large sheet of metal, half embedded in the ice. A thin layer of snow dislodges, revealing lines of rivet holes. And come in here, look. You follow her into a small makeshift shelter ruined by years of harsh weather. Inside are some schematics nailed to a table, still barely legible. See how they angled these sheets and the lining of the metal around the bow? No, I did not. There's no visuals like that in this game. I'm just kind of taking your word for it. I think they were constructing an icebreaker. Is this the way to get to know me? How kind. Although I think we've known each other for a while now. An icebreaker, it's a reinforced structure attached to the front of ships to help them safely cut a path through ice. Why don't we just use the explosives that we had? With these plans, I could probably make another... Trudges outside again and paces out the length of metal scraps on the ice. Got the materials, missing crucial pieces. Icebreaker needs tempered angled metal components designed to minimize the impact of your hull. Thankfully, I have like literally every piece of material under the sun because I've beaten the game. Although that's not true, I did put some of the stuff in other things, so I actually don't know if I have that material. Whoever left all this stuff here, maybe they left other pieces elsewhere. Find their old ship, salvage the icebreaker they already built. That would be convenient. Build an icebreaker. These are the parts it will need. Oh, that's not what I thought they were talking about at all. You can return to these items later. That makes sense. I guess there's new quests now. That would make... Oh, Pale Reach has like a separate tab. That makes sense. Either way, we've made it to the Iceland. That's a country, the land of ice. And so we've got stuff to look at, I guess. Oh, you know what? I should sleep before going insane in an unknown land. Icebreakers in the Iceland. True. Maybe Iceland is differentiated from Iceland just due to pronunciation purposes. I think it's kind of like made clear that I'm not talking about the country if I say Iceland. It sounds too much like a theme park. But then again, some theme parks like stylize their stuff over whole entire countries. Oh, new music. We're more Christmas pilled right now. It kind of felt like there's gonna be sleigh bells in there, but I was kind of let down. So I apologize for assuming that there would be. Iceland would likely be hyphenated or just a space between. I agree. I can't fish at all because the fish are too cold. It'll freeze my rod if I catch a cold fish. It's like grabbing onto a thing and then your hand instantly freezing and you're stuck there forever as the ice slowly spreads up your arm and then to your head and then you die. It's basically like Medusa whenever she looks at you. Is this the boat that we're stealing the plow from? But whenever I was troubleshooting last night, played Resident Evil 4 on a different save for like an hour. Had Holland watch the stream for like 45 minutes, and I think the stuttering is fished. I'm sorry, I've got the fish on the brain right now. I think the stuttering is fixed, and so we won't have any problems on the next Resident Evil stream on Wednesday. But I don't want to jinx it because things might go horribly wrong whenever it's an actual stream. And we'll see from there. I really don't think there'll be any more issues. I was about to start panicking though, because I was borrowing Dragon's Dogma 2 from Holland and trying to get that to work. It was repeatedly shutting down and crashing my Discord, and also just crashing the game itself. And every time I would go in and say, I want my shadows to not be max quality, so I would turn it down to medium, click apply, and then the game would immediately explode. I did make it into the first second of the game, and then it immediately crashed and I gave up. So I'm kind of just waiting for now, although I do really want to try the game. I kind of don't even have time to get to it anyway right now because I'm busy. But you know, we'll see how that goes. I really did think that my power supply problem was still an issue though. Honestly, well, it was about to amount to a whole different issue, because whenever I was putting the power supply in, I had gotten the wrong wire to go into the CPU spot. So part of me thought that the CPU, and this was at Holland's suggestion, that because I put the wrong thing in the CPU hole and it fit, basically because I did put the circle in the square hole, my whole computer was going to break, just because I don't know my little geometry. I was about to say geography, and that would have been embarrassing. There's a narwhal somewhere in this ice field. I couldn't get any further in, so I've been trying to take a picture from here with no luck. I tried placing some scraps of fish on that ice sheet over there to entice it, but I didn't have enough to hold its attention for long enough, only a glimpse. Don't suppose you have any fish you'd be prepared to donate? Fill the space entirely with any fish, and then you can have a narwhal. I guess the photographer just wants a picture of the narwhal. How convenient that all of our best friends have showed up at the mysterious ice zone that nobody has heard of before. I guess it would be a photographer to come out here. I feel like photographers are kind of psychotic. They've got the idea in them where they're like, I'm gonna go find the... And I guess it depends on the photographer, because, I mean, there are layers where you have one that wants to chase a tornado and get sucked into the tornado so that they can get a really cool picture or video inside of the tornado. And then the other one wants to go to Florida and take pictures of trees. You can decide which one's more psychotic. I'm not here to be the judge of that. Let me talk to the lady, because I can't remember where she said the boat would be that I'm trying to steal from. So I'm gonna ask. Never mind. I guess it's over here. Icebreaker? Okay, never mind. I can't check there either. Maybe over here? Nope. Okay. Let me check the pursuits. Traveling merchant, she thinks the schematics are for an icebreaker. Schematics can call for some very specific items. Going to have to keep an eye out for those. Are they going to all be in this area, or are they going to be like around? Because this area is just not on the map at all. We're kind of like mapping this thing out for the first time, and so there's no way for me to know where the stuff will be at all. And it's massively concerning. Maybe this lumber over here will fit, but honestly I kind of doubt it. We'll try anyway though. I did see a little bit of a hurricane coming directly towards my ship. This is an opportunity for any psychotic photographers right now. Would you like to be sucked into the center of a hurricane? Personally, I would prefer to take pictures of fish. But I guess the photographer over there would prefer to take pictures of narwhals. It's just that she was willing to come all the way out to the brand new ice location that seemed to have just spawned out of nowhere. In a world that has been haunted by eldritch beasts for eternity. Not eternity, but, you know, you get the idea. I kind of don't know what to keep an eye out for right now. So this is all very risky. I like that you can see the lighthouse from literally across the map. I think you find map. Find map. Where's the map? I thought you were saying it would be somewhere on my map, but it's not. Hold on, I need to get away from the voices. Good thing there's really not anything that can happen to me right now because I don't have a single fish on this boat. And so they can try to make me as crazy as they want. It's not going to do anything to me. I'm kind of invulnerable. Whenever you don't have anything of value, the only thing that can hurt you is the insanities that have physical manifestations of pain. Maybe like a little bit of a voice tornado. That was cheap. That was so cheap. I'm gonna rest, especially after the entire destruction of my ship. You'll find a map item, is what you mean. How do I find it? Am I going the correct direction? Repair? I think is gonna be pretty important right now. I guess I'll start going around the other way and see if I find anything this way, because it definitely was not the other way. The creepy, like, Mordor music does not bode well. I was really hoping for a more festive theme. I wonder when this came out. I feel like this would be very good for a Christmas kind of DLC, but also I feel like for DLCs and games, it feels like a lot of the time they want you to buy the thing and then be as miserable as they can make you, which I'm not entirely sure where that mindset comes from. It's somewhere in the new area. Okay, I appreciate that hint, because honestly, if I didn't find it soon, I was actually about to go all the way to like the Devil's Spine, because if it were to be anywhere, it would be up there, because DLC, the creators want to make you miserable. Maybe it's in the rock. The cold stone does not respond to my touch. I think the stone is going to be extra cold right now. Maybe it'll respond to licking it, and then getting my tongue stuck onto the stone. But I suppose that's probably not the answer, seeing as how there wasn't an option for it. But the game kind of fears the truth, I think. Is this the way? The problem is that all this ice is just around. It's blocking all the entrances. How do I get into the new area if all the entrances are blocked? Do they want you to just like slowly make your way all the way to the back of the ice? Is that what needs to be done? Because if so, my heart will be a little broken. It looks like there's something right there, though. I just did have to get all the way to the back side. Is that a person? It is. More hooded figures. I'm sure he'll say something very nice, like give me the 6 eyeballs of a fish so I can eat them. Fisherman, the ice, true. There's a lot of it. The ice takes form. Okay. He does just want to eat more fish. I kind of don't understand the repeated hooded figure appearances and why they're all so hungry. And if they're all so hungry and they're like hooded cult figures, why don't they like fish? That's kind of what the economy's built off of here, and they just kind of find a spot, sit there, and then wait for people to give them their eldritch affected fish. It makes me wildly uncomfortable. Although maybe that's a bit of a bias that I have built into my mind and that I really should examine and get over. Because I guess they're not doing anything wrong by asking for fish. I just really wish that they would understand my position as well. I have to come out here every day, avoid evil voice tornadoes, and if I get hit, I literally go insane and die. So the lack of sympathy, lack of shared sympathy, I feel like it needs to be a little more mutual. I'll give them a bit of leeway as long as they give me a little bit of leeway, but I guess it's also a little bit transactional because they do usually give something too. But we'll have to see. Did I miss something blatantly obvious? Because I'm seeing a little bit of a giant shining light. Let me not hit the voices. Those are not good. How do I get to that? Can I make my boat like get legs and walk up there? Or can I like maybe exit my boat and get up there? I think that would be cool. That's the end there, yeah. I was making sure. Let me get away from that. I can hear the voices coming towards me. I don't know why the voices are so aggressive. You think that they wouldn't be as aggressive because they're more like whispers than anything. Like actual library noises, which I don't really associate with pure aggression. I think I'd be more willing to be a little wary if they were screaming. But then again, maybe that lacks subtlety. And it's like, oh, because it gets in your head and you get paranoid. And so paranoia is like more whispery than yellery. And so that's why. I understand. There's got to be a dock around here. Right? I would assume. If I just like click on these? No, you can't even interact with them. I can clearly walk up this. Maybe it's a little too tall, but I'm sure we've got some climbing gear in here at least. There's definitely something to use. What? Where were you hiding? I need some like D insane superpowers, but I don't think the collector's giving me any more powers anymore, seeing as how my circle is completely full and I beat the game. One full 24-hour rotation without going insane. We call that skill around here. It's what happens whenever you're used to being out at sea like I am. That's why I drive my car for 28 hours straight. Every accident that I've caused is just more experience for the future. I'm surprised it's not responding. Is that it? That's something for sure. It looks more like a little paddle boat though, so I kind of doubt that there's anything here. We'll see. It's better than nothing that I've seen so far. Please. Why do they wear boats now? That's insane. I'm used to the rocks being bad guys, but I'm not used to the dead boats being bad guys. Well, there goes my one piece of hope. Because I'm pretty sure I'm like almost all the way around this whole entire body of ice. Which worries me greatly. Because if it's in the new area, doesn't that literally mean that I just missed it? What if it's as simple? I didn't check the merchant's little shop inventory. So if it's actually just in the shop inventory, there's going to be a big problem. Because, you know, I will have done literally nothing for nothing. Nothing for no reason. I guess nothing for nothing is kind of redundant, but... no, I don't think so. You could probably do nothing for something. But we'll see. We'll see once I get around. I really don't know why they've constructed the DLC in this way. I sure am having so much fun playing Dark Souls. I can't wait to play more Dark Souls. Buys DLC. The DLC is Poison Swamp. I'm having so much fun. No save? I don't understand. You're gonna have to explain that one and spell it out for me. It looks like it'd be over there. There's like a thing in the area there. But obviously I can't get past. Because I can't like blow up the ice. I really don't know what to do. I've gone all the way around the entire like island here. And there's like no way to just squeeze through. It's not like I can get out of the boat and walk over. Because instead I have to stay in the boat and do nothing. We're almost on 48 hours of no sleep. Piloting our boat back to the merchant and praying. But there's the lumber, which means the merchant's literally right over there. Which is not a good sign. Spanish for Joe doesn't know. That's true. I do not know. Oh, speaking of getting things like into my thing for the first time for stream, I still have to get rules and stuff. Go give the photographer the fish. Are you serious? I thought that was just going to be a side quest. I don't have any fish. I'm going to have to go fish somewhere else. Because I don't have any rods for the... Or wait, I wonder if I can just get... Or cheap rod that works. Ice and oceanic. Fishing speed 33, fishing speed 16. Don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of very wealthy, so I think I'm going for the 33. But let me see if I can put things into the floating dock, since I did get a little bit of stuff. It literally gets you into the area. How was I supposed to know? She just wanted to look at a narwhal. That means nothing to me. I thought I was just like helping her out a little bit. Before I do anything, I'm going to go grab the other lumber so I can actually upgrade this one more time. Because I'm kind of like super close to having the strongest boat the world has ever seen. It kind of feels good to be back into the fishing boat. Like taking 2 weeks off the fishing. And last week I was thinking about it and it felt kind of empty. I'm kind of used to sitting down and getting my little dredging fishing session in. It's like meditation, but way less meditative-y. It's the only thing to do unless you want to give the rope guy fish. There was no way for me to know. I'm sorry. I genuinely thought that that it would actually just be somewhere around the boat, because there was like a wrecked boat or whatever that that the traveling merchant was talking about. Then again, it's also possible that I just made stuff up and assumed, is this the Dredge DLC? It is the Dredge DLC. Welcome, Jury Han channel. We did literally nothing for about half an hour because I went all the way around the thing, all the way around the whole entire island, thinking that that would be where the thing is, but it was not where the thing is at all. And we do have chat. I need to figure out how to make chat like either I'm probably going to adjust it. So after this stream, I want to look at it, see how it looks size-wise, if it's too big, too small, or if press Alt, hold Alt, click, and drag down. What's that do? I guess I can just see what it does. Alt, click, and drag down. I don't know what that does. That crop stuff? Oh. Is do you think that the size is too big? Alt, click, drag down. Oh, I see. I didn't know about this at all. That's interesting. So I can make it smaller like that on the fly. But I'm gonna see how the size looks, decide whether it's too big, too small, and then I also want to see if I can should I leave the chat up for all eternity, or should it fade away whenever somebody hasn't said anything in a minute? That's the kind of hard decision that I'm trying to get through right now, because I don't know which one's more annoying. I don't know which one looks better. Up to me. That's true. I don't have the capability for basic thought though, which makes it significantly harder. Let me get the new fishing rod. I kind of wish that I could get a fishing rod that could do like all the things, but I guess I'm only going to be fishing for ice stuff really. So I'm going to put that in there. What does this cover? If you keep it cropped like that, the bits of the previous messages will drive you mad. That's fair. I was just kind of testing the crop. Let me put it back. Let me put it back until I figure out exactly how I want to do this. But it looks like even at the default crop level, I'm still seeing like the bottom piece of a chat message there. So there's literally nothing that can be done. And you're gonna have to deal with it either way, it looks like. I'm so sorry. Should I get rid of this one or this one? I wish there was a way to have it all. Let me put that in storage for now. Abyssal, Oceanic. I guess since that one covers Oceanic, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Additional power makes this deep sea harvester a formidable tool. Yeah, you're gonna be going a little psychotic no matter what, Cyan, which fits in with the themes of the stream. So, you know, it's not the worst thing to happen. I will put it right here for now. With the right gear, you can have it all. I can't yet. We're not there yet. I'm trying to upgrade my boat so I can get there, but we're not there yet. Either way, now it's fishing time. Finally. Which it looks like there's not going to be a whole lot of fishing time because I'm getting to the fishing like very, very late into the stream. I don't know if that was just me, but I feel like the do-do-do-do sounded different. They went through and changed the do-do-do-do for the DLC to make it sound a little more like, you know, it sounded a little deeper. Like, maybe not more peaceful, but it sounded calmer. I think if I heard that on repeat, I would feel completely at peace with who I am and my place in the world. But that might be a little too much. Let me continue to fish. I'm kind of okay with like fishing into complete insanity because that's what I did for most of the base game. And so I will definitely have like plenty of these. I think that's probably enough to give the lady, the photographer. We'll see though. See if it helps her see the narwhal. I hope that I'm going through here correctly. Is that a different fish? It is. It takes like hours and years to go through this. I don't like the toothfish. What if we made a teeth, but it had fish, or a fish, but it had jagged teeth? I'm kind of like on a, not a roll, but like the opposite of that. Any fish I like. You're gonna have a whole lot of these. Maybe I should give her some of the older ones for just in case. It's perfect. Now cut your engines. We need to wait in complete silence. My fish are gonna go bad. Wish you would have gave me a heads up. That's more than a narwhal. That looks like a Monster Hunter monster. Just got a rare achievement for starting the DLC. I don't think anybody has ever played this before in their lives. In the existence of mankind. What on earth were you thinking? I'm not sticking around to find out. What do you mean? Oh, photographer is packing camera equipment. That was no regular narwhal, thank you, I hadn't noticed. It seemed voracious and hyper-aggressive. Animals like that tend to be very unpredictable. These ice fields aren't safe with that thing around. You should consider turning back. I'll be out of here as soon as I've packed my things away. Okay, it's just the same thing again. Well, I'm gonna go directly in so I can get my thing. It looks like it's over there. Honestly, lots of space to work with here. I'm not too worried about the narwhal. More worried about the constant hurricanes that come through. I was okay with the fire tornadoes. It made some sense to me. But the ice hurricanes kind of throwing me off a little bit. I don't know how they're happening. Where's all the hot air coming from? Isn't that how like things like these are made? You need a mix of the two. Let me reorganize. That way I can fit more pieces. And I can also sleep in here? Did I hear a thump thump? Is that a person in there? That's a person in there. I guess we are going for the bigger creepy factor. I don't think I saw literally dead people just in the ice before. And that looks more than just a dead person. That is bad. Don't disturb the ice. Who are you? Captain, the expedition, chart the ice field, appeared suddenly through the ice. You're gonna have to be more specific than that, please. Promised stones from the stars. It knew. 3 would hear the heart beneath the ice. The voice grows louder. It commanded 3 listeners, 3 sacrifices for 3 eyes. 333. I think that's the next visual novel escape room game that I'm playing. I obeyed. It's divisible of 9. Or 9 is divisible of 3. I obeyed, but a 4th now sees forever futile. The shadow is silent for a time, slumbering, still, should leave. It sees you before it whispers. This is kind of like slam poetry. He said to not disturb it. I'm just gonna leave him be for now as I check my pursuits, because it's very concerning. We'll see. I kind of don't want to immediately break the ice block, because I might like actually just lose the DLC immediately, and I don't know if I'm prepared for that yet. I'm gonna look into the cabin though. Drawn map, attach a map. It's well-worn captain's log. You open the book, frozen spine. Ordered, prepare vessel. Aggressive narwhal. What a horrible, terrifying thing. Placed fish on the ice nearby in an effort to distract it. Though only for a time, it resurfaced and needed satiating repeatedly. You've got to break the ice when you meet someone though. That's true. Enough fish on hand to placate it. Which entry do you want to read? Mighty voice spoke unto me, resounded from the thick ice below, at once both powerful and ethereal. No mistaking this as a trick of the wind or a jest by the crew. It did not pause, but whispered a cryptic prophecy. At first I could not make sense of it. 3 listeners shall hear the heart. Indulge the listeners, boundless wealth from the stars. I do appreciate that they highlighted all the things for my convenience. I wouldn't be able to keep track of all the moving pieces if they didn't have it color coded for me. A boatswain navigator sound like a heartbeat. Eastern Western. Okay, I've read the whole book. This is how we increase our literacy. Oh, and now I have a map that's like slapped on top of the map. I think it's cool that they do have it taped over, but it threw me off a little bit, and I think it's going to confuse my brain for a very long time. How am I supposed to get the piece that's over there if I can't get through the thing? Maybe I have to break the ice? I hope I don't have to actually break the ice. Oh, I think I understand. Using the narwhal is gonna be like a mechanic to unlock stuff. I'm just gonna start throwing my fish on here then. I wish there was a faster way to do this. I think that would be the benefit of playing with keyboard mouse, because instead I just kind of have to awkwardly attempt to do this, and it seems like I don't have the actual coordination to go between left and right, which is maybe a little embarrassing. Saw some fish right here. I'm going to command the power of the narwhal. That way I can break the ice and get more pieces of my icebreaker. Because I assume it's going to be just breaking the ice until I have all the pieces. So basically I'm not selling fish at all this DLC. I'm keeping them to sacrifice to the narwhal, which seems kind of like creepy in its own way. I don't like the heartbeats either. It's like it's alive, but there's ice everywhere. How is the heart beating? It's cold. I feel like I should have started this like way earlier, because I'm basically starting the Frozen Ice DLC well into the spring, whenever it's starting to like warm up and stuff, and I've already experienced a 90-degree day. Although it's been kind of cool recently, so maybe that's not entirely true. We'll see though. I'm kind of just going through here. Yeah, there will be. I was just assuming that there would be somewhere I could stop by. I'm glad to see that I was correct. There's all kinds of people stuck in the ice cubes though, so it's kind of sad that it happened to all of them. Let me get the shapes in the deep. I wonder if it could maybe be the very important piece that I'm looking for currently. Oh, look at that! It's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's kind of charming in its own way. Easiest jigsaw puzzle of all time, but, you know, that's not really a problem. It's like sitting down after Lotus does the craziest hacking of all time that you never expected. Because instead of being a dancer like the game had originally said, she is instead a professional programmer that has worked on thousands and thousands of projects, and she's been seeked out by companies all over the world, all kinds of startups, and she's even worked for the government. Dock against a small platform, not the first to find this place, remnants of long abandoned. I wonder if the giant hand means anything? Surely not. I'm gonna rest though. I have a feeling that everything is completely fine. Place an ear to the ice. Help me, so many years, free me, break the ice. I am the boatswain, the expedition, the terror. Please break the ice, what happened? We saw lights dancing in ice, dug deep, didn't know I heard it. The heart beating under ice, the cracking, waking, the noises in the east. I went, the captain brought him here to find it. The hand in the night, shadow of claws. The darkness shrinks, turned away, just a moment, the pain, the claws, my back so cold, so dark under ice. You know, he's got away with words. He's doing like some full-on slam poetry. Rummage through the small pile of equipment in the snow. Most items are stuck fast in the, okay, old journal. Treasure. Treasure. Bend the rules. Treasure. Ice. Hearing things. Pickaxes. Break. Treasure. Pay docked. Heard in the pit. Pay docked. Knew something already. Locate source. Setting off to find. I'm starting to think that maybe there's some foul play involved by the captain. I do not have any evidence though. It's all speculative. So let's understand that before we make any baseless accusations. The lizard fish is interesting. I guess you could like make cool shapes with him at least. I can put him right here. That's kind of charming. Oh, my bad. And then if you put him like this and then you catch another one, you can just fill the holes with other things. I do need all kinds of like of these dredged pieces. I don't need this though. This is just self-indulgence. We love to maintain a healthy level of greed, as the voices tell us to. I felt my dredge just stuttered for like half a second, which is so insane. Oh, this is precarious. Hold on. Safely, safely. I've never lost anything on my boat before in my life. I knew that I never would. That's the kind of confidence that you need to maintain to be a professional boater such as myself. I've only been here for like 15 minutes and I feel like I've already beaten the whole DLC. Really all I have to do is break the ice on these guys and then like the entire world will be destroyed and throwing it back will mean nothing. Maybe it's at the edge of the map so that I can like let the giant evil fish in to the zone. He's outside of the storm. This is basically the circle This is like insert any single battle royale ever, and then whenever you throw it back and you bring the fish in, you're basically closing the circle, and you get caught in the circle, and that's why you die. That's the Fortnite storm. We'll go all the way back to the merchant for now. Wait, does that even make sense to go back to the merchant? I guess to like upgrade the boat. But while I'm here, I might as well like give the narwhal some more stuff to work with. Because, you know, it's not going to do it itself. Is there anything behind the island here? I was about to slam directly into the side of that, and it would have been incredibly impressive. There's nothing behind. I just wasted about an hour of time. It's kind of incredible how time flies whenever you're going very slowly in a small boat. Can't really get much done at all. And now it's already nighttime, so I'm just going to go all the way back to the place. It kind of gets surprisingly dark down here, which is very concerning, because being able to not see in this condition... What the? Oh no! It can just show up. I'm gonna put you like this, and I'm not gonna link them up at all. That way I can fit them in the center. It kind of looks kind of cool, like a Ouroboros. Oh, the camera busted itself and I was so scared. I'm going the wrong direction, as I usually seem to find a way to do. Can it hear me? I feel like I'm getting chased by Mr. X genuinely. Like the full on do, except it's a narwhal going "Rrrr." And the eerie wind sounds and heartbeats in the background. I don't know why they decided to be as like mean-spirited with this as they have. Can the fish on the thing on the ice rot? It really shouldn't, seeing as how, you know, it's gonna be like frozen. At least it should rot very slowly. So I don't think I have anything to be concerned about as I come and say hello to my good friend traveling merchant. And they designed this way without having just a straight path through. This is just completely unnecessary. What if we made you go left and right for 65 minutes before you could leave? Cool aberration. Fractaline ice fish. I like that. It's way less scary than the usual ones. That one's interesting. My fish has astrology built in. Figuring out whenever I was born by fishing in an aberrational pond. I pulled the Pisces fish. I'm officially a Pisces. Can the voices invade? They cannot. I'm surprised they can make it as far as they can. Let me sell everything that I own to my name. I'll just catch more fish next time. Kind of insane that I can't sell trinkets with the traveling merchant. So I just have this ring that I can do nothing with. Let me add the pieces that I have. I kind of forgot that I have... What are you doing? Get back in there. That I have a whole bunch of stuff that I collected within my 300 hours of game time. Whenever you have this kind of time, it's easy to forget what you have mastered and what you haven't. After all, you have mastered a majority of things, but you still are humble and willing to learn, so you don't just assume that you have everything down. Let me put in the final cloth piece. And then sleep. I'm surprised it lets you put stuff in the wrong spot. I think we're gonna... Oh, well, no, we're gonna sleep again. A full 24-hour day. I have no idea if this is doing anything for me, but I thought that the iometer was still there. And I kind of don't want any insanity stuff going on. You think that, like, you would get some kind of, like, nerf for sleeping 27 hours in a row, but you're okay throughout the whole process. Which I guess I will remain grateful for. I'm just kind of surprised that that's how it works. Let me catch some fish on the way in. That way I don't have to do it whenever I get there, and I can just immediately drop them off, and then the narwhal can go directly through the door and get his little fish offering. I wonder if he appreciates it or if it's annoying to him. If he keeps me alive to keep giving him fish. Oh, thawed ice fish. I see. Globs of flesh drip from this from this fish. Its departure from the icy waters causing an instant irreversible reaction. That's nice. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I really wish that you hadn't. The deep sea horrors are deeply affecting me. That's okay though. We'll be okay. Get around. Gonna professionally drift around this. I know it doesn't look as intense as I think it does, but you have to understand the kinds of calculations that are going on through my head to make it work like this. I believe. Is that one? That's not gonna be one, is it? If it is, I hope that's not what I put the things on. I can't remember where it was. It's not that. Okay, good. Probably somewhere this way. More comfortable heartbeats to go with the eerie in the background. I guess we'll head that way. I believe that it's probably somewhere over here that I put the things on. But there's no way to know for sure. That's definitely not it. So it's going to be further this way. Maybe down here. Not maybe. Literally, like, needs to be down there. It does take, like, the entire day to get to the spot. Let me just continue to fish for the... Oh. I'm sorry that I'm going to give you away. But... honestly, the money is worth not all that much right now. Where did I find that? I don't know where it was. I should have marked it on the map. Kind of stupid that I, like, didn't. Because there's no way I would have remembered it in any world whatsoever. Maybe it was somewhere over there. I'll go and check that after sleeping. Because I kind of deeply fear the unknown right now. And there's so much unknown involved in the ice pits. But that's okay. Let me get parked. And go straight to bed. And I believe... once I get everything... blowed up over here, I probably will, like, in stream because it's been an hour, and that's kind of really all I have time for today. So I apologize for the, like, actually painfully short stream. Usually I do 2 hours. Lately it's been even longer than 2 hours with, like, 3 to however many happening, but you know, sometimes life gets in the way. And that's kind of the situation that's happening right now. Very busy. But we will see. I'll be doing more streams Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and those should all be of an actual comfortable length, maybe longer than the comfortable length, so we'll see, to make up for this. Because it's kind of a shame, especially after Wednesday. Was it over here? I can't remember. No, it wasn't. Okay. I don't know where I put all my fish. Maybe if I like hand it off too early, the narwhal just eats it all and leaves with nothing. This was also like kind of a testing stream just to see how chat looks. And I'll be looking at the VOD pretty closely to see how things look and how I want to change it. Does chat staying there, if anybody's still listening, does chat staying there, does that feel okay, or would you rather it go away if people haven't said anything in a minute? Because I don't mind it staying there, but that's more up to the viewer, I think, than like anything. It's kind of crazy seeing him back there like as an ogre. That's kind of what he reminds me of. It's already 3 p.m. and I still haven't found where I put all my fish. Can we calm down with the screaming a little bit? You're making me nervous. Going to a massage parlor to relax. The masseuse starts screaming. Ah! I'm sure that would be like somebody's speed, but not mine. Fading away would look cleaner. That's probably true. My whole setup has been... I did not know that you were actively chasing me. Okay. Well, I guess the screaming is like actual Mr. X. I didn't know that he hated me like that. I'm gonna put this in and like leave, I guess. All my stuff is broken. I don't know where I put the other fish. Good thing this freezes time, but I'm pretty sure they can still he hungers for fish. That does make sense, but I'm actively trying to feed him right now. Can I put rod in there? No, that's super lame. Because that is literally all I need. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. I need one more. Just one more. Please. But I can't see anything. And I'm also like near death. No, here's one more. Let me get this. And then I can put the thing over there. Thankfully, it seems like he's a little satisfied since he took out half of my boat's integrity. And there's really not much hanging on to the spine of my boat anymore. My entire being has been removed. How you liking the DLC? Welcome, Red Wolf 9. It's going okay so far. I kind of like wasted a significant amount of time because I didn't realize that I needed to give the photographer the fish to get in. I thought that was just like a side quest thing. But then, believe it or not, the narwhal was not a normal narwhal and was instead a big one that belongs in a Monster Hunter game. I wasn't ready for it, but now I'm kind of circling through all these areas. I feel like they've made it significantly creepier than any other part of the game, because wandering around the area, and I guess the devil's spine was pretty like odd, but that was more just like a, oh, I'm irritated, all these tiny fish are chasing my boat kind of way. This is a oh, this narwhal is chasing and screaming at me, and also the ambience is like droning and creepy and weird. Just immediately went to the photographer's bore when he did it. The boat, yeah, I went straight to the photographer's boat as well. I talked to her and she was like, oh, I want to take a picture of a narwhal, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to get through the ice. And so then I just ignored her and circled the whole entire Iceland until I was spelled out for me that you have to like do the photographer's quest. Inside a small bag you find a leather-bound journal. Spent a whole day digging, passed up chunks of ice, some as brilliant as crystal. None held the glow we'd seen in the night, however did not do disturbance of the ice into the west. Periodic rumble, strengthening until the ice shifting. Inform the captain, the narwhal creature did seem much larger. As I write this, my eyes are closing. It will have to wait until the morning. Okay. The narwhal is creepy. Boatswain remains at a camp in the east waiting for nightfall. The narwhal kind of just like sits outside of you and then screams a little bit as soon as you get any fish. And I didn't know that he was actively chasing me, and so whenever I settled down to put stuff in, competitive dredge? I did not know that competitive dredge existed. That's news to me. Is that something that would come up if I just looked up competitive dredge? I don't even know how that works, to be honest. I played Catherine not too long ago, and I know that that's one that has a competitive scene as well, but that makes more sense in my mind than competitive dredge. I actually just don't know what that would look like. Trophies? I do know trophies. The lights were visible at night. Journey together to the west towards the shifting ice that you reported. Which entry? We are alone on a small island of ice. After hours of rowing through narrow channels, gargantuan monstrous claw from the sea. Long 2 must be long dead. Claw is frozen solid. I wanted to turn back immediately. The captain insists we investigate. Whoever gets the largest trophy gets points for that fish, and there's tournaments for it. That's interesting. Is there like I wonder how big's the like scene for competitive dredge stuff? Like how many people sign up for dredge tournaments? I'm interested to hear more about that. That's it. It sounds so bizarre whenever I think about it. I guess it makes sense because it's like digital fishing but with eldritch elements, and also you have to avoid the voices. Or I guess maybe getting a little bit of insane would help a little bit if you're... I actually don't know if the voices help with trophies or not. I have no idea. But there's got to be like strange factors that up the trophy count, right? Or is it just like RNG? Maybe it's game knowledge? Turning that way, listening for the slightest sound. He is convinced something will happen after dark. As the last light from Cold Sun fades. Right now, there are only like a few dozen playing it right now. Your friend Cheb is the host. Oh, okay, so it's a more tight-knit kind of thing. That does make sense. I guess given the how niche that would be. I was looking for a word. I had a specific word in mind, but I couldn't find it, and so it was lost forever at sea. We go all around the game, stopping at every area for like an hour or less. Oh, so whenever you're like competitive dredging, is like the whole map open to you, or do you all have to like agree that I'm going to go to the Devil's Spine and we're all gonna hang out at the Devil's Spine, or is it like I'm gonna go to the Devil's Spine and you're gonna go to the cliffs or whatever? Or is it like all open? And you say that you like go for like an hour or less, or are you like assigned areas to go to? It's all so new to me. The concept is so new. Introducing a whole new world. I guess that's what's interesting in like the smaller indie game communities and stuff, is that you have like the potential for this kind of stuff to come through. All go to the same area. We all stay in the Marrows, and then we all go to the Gale Cliffs, blah blah. That makes sense. I wonder how that works. So, I guess fishing spots in this game are usually like every participant. Okay, that makes sense. Are the fishing spots like just preset always there in this game? Because I know that they always like appear in the same spots, but I don't know if it's like an always like in the same area kind of thing, if you know what I mean. If there's like some level of oh man, I sure hope that this fishing spot is right here this time. I get about 65% increase on trophy big fish here. They all appear in the same areas. That makes sense. Most of the time. That's good. I finally have all the pieces to the plow here, so I'm gonna go to the traveling merchant and hopefully no longer have to go 20 miles around each area. Do you have like specific fishing spots that you look for then? Whoever gets the largest... I guess you would be looking for specific fish if it's by largest trophy, huh? Because you'd be looking for like the biggest fish possible. So you wouldn't go to like the, ice fish 2 block. You'd go for like the giant shark monster creature that has 20 billion teeth. How did I... Oh, it was over here. Which side? The longer you don't fish a spot, the more fish you can get out of the spot. That makes sense. I've kind of wondered that too about like more than just the fish as well. Whenever you're dredging for like specific pieces and stuff, sometimes I feel like the lumber spots and stuff refill, but sometimes I feel like they're just gone forever, and I don't know if I'm just dreaming that up or what. Just caught up in chat, but you're surprised there's finally a competitive dredge player? What do you mean finally? Do you know the scene in and out? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm shocked that there's a competitive dredge scene like at all. I had never heard of it before. It's one that like seems more out there. Might hunt for one specific fish to get a max trophy on. For example, we might try to get a max trophy mackerel. Oh, okay. So like you all go to Gale Cliffs and then you all look for like the one specific thing at the Gale Cliffs. That makes sense to keep it fair, I guess. I mentioned not seeing new names on stream. Finally, a dredge player who happens to be competitive too. It's an interesting one to like be like, this is my focus, because usually like somebody's like, I want to get good at a game. I'm gonna play Apex and learn how to shoot their head real fast. Or like in my case, it's I'm going to play Guilty Gear and learn how to mash. In your case, it's I'm going to play Dredge and know how not to blow my boat up and also like hit the little rhythm game mini game so that I can summon the fish into my boat and hopefully get a little gold thing on the side too. Misexplained, we can get any fish, but the strategy is supposedly to go for one specific fish to get an indefinite few points. Oh, okay. So like it raises you're like statistically more likely to have better odds if you go for a specific aim. I'm learning the tech. I'm gonna study. That's super cool. That's super cool. Been looking through the schematics we found before, and there are plans here for another device too. They're an ice shaper that's different to your icebreaker. By the way, it's for cutting chunks of ice. If you find the missing device, I'll be able to use the machine to harvest ice blocks for refrigeration. The blocks of ice can be packed into your cargo to slow fish spoilage. Pretty handy. I agree. Introduced like the side of Dredge that I didn't expect. I'm waiting to hear from a competitive Dave the Diver player as well. With the Dredge DLC. That's super cool. I didn't realize that I had stayed up the whole entire night trying to get my stuff made, so instead I only slept for an hour and 20 minutes. Can I just run straight through this now? Please? I'm taking a risk here? Okay. I was genuinely kind of horrified at the idea that I would run into this and my entire boat would explode. And it would all be over. But thankfully, this thing actually does work. I suppose if I like slammed the side of... I kind of want to slam the side of my boat into one of these just to see if it breaks or not. But at the same time, I don't want to do that because I will like actually slam my boat into the thing and then the narwhal will immediately come and destroy everything that I've ever known. And that's not really something that I'm looking forward to experiencing. It's already got its eye on me. Okay. Never mind. We're not going to fish right now. I'm going to run. You can also get points not only for non-aberrant fish, but each aberrant fish you can also get points for. Like, you can get all 3 available points for the 3 mackerel aberrants. Oh, okay. So, like, you are hoping for a little bit of insane fish, too. 4 if you count the non-aberrant. Am I saying that right? Is it aberrant or aberrant? I'm really not sure. That makes sense. So that's also why you want to keep going for the same fish, because then you'll most likely get like a weird one that has like all of its skin falling off the sides of it, and it has like 3 eyes under it. Trophies, by the way, that makes sense, seeing as how like the trophies are what determine the points. I guess like you have to specify it, because you could be thinking like, oh, it's like spare points for the aberrant. Aberrant. I'm starting to think that this narwhal might be like a baby narwhal. I don't know, I just have a small hunch that I'm about to awaken something horribly bad. What am I even looking for now? It's just for pieces for the other thing, right? Sorry, I had to rub my eye. Scratch it, rather. Scratching the eye sounds like actually very bad, but like everybody does it at some point. Where it's like, oh, I have something in my eyelash and it's tickling directly on my eyeball. An ant-sized bear. True. An ant-sized narwhal. More like aberrant. Aberrant. Okay, that makes sense. I think that was about where I was at. The eyes are actively moving and looking at me. Bear-sized ant. That is bad. Actively giving flashbacks to like the Indiana Jones Crystal Skull, which is bad in its own way. Murderer, betray your men, left us here, your sleepless god. The voice abates. Wait, your shadow, it speaks, another shape, please save us all. Poke the eyes. I don't think I have anything long enough for it, nor do I think I'm tall enough. I'm only like 5'7". Please forgive me. First officer, safety of the crew failed them, should have cursed place. Find the axe, undo this, the betrayer. The men saw lights, southern cliffs at night. Captain and I would look into, we rode alone. He was restless, sleepless, we passed walls of ice, finally arrived the Great Horn into view. I feel like I'm speaking a little Shakespearean with the rhythm that I have to go for because of all the ellipses and the broken language. I guess he has a little bit of trouble moving his mouth whenever he's completely encased in ice. If you stream tomorrow or something, I can show you pro player strats. I wish I was streaming tomorrow, but I will be streaming Dredge again next Sunday. But you gotta hop. Alright, thank you for stopping by, Red Wolf. It was all very interesting. It introduced me to something completely brand new. Thank you for stopping by. The words drift in, some carried away on the wind. Pulled ashore, quickly, the size of it. The light, next Sunday? Yeah, that'll be the idea, the plan, to finish up the DLC. Eyes were wild, he was whispering, answering. He said it chose him alone, avert my eyes, could not help, look upon, we fought, cold hands, an iron grip, breathless. Find the axe, undo this, the betrayer. I feel like things are a little vague here, and I don't know what's happening. I think like as I read, the words are just kind of going in my head, and they aren't actually taking form of anything, which I guess is a little bit to be expected with the everything that's happening. And also, I am literally insane. The shape in the ice shrinks into itself. I know not, the eyes open, watching, shadow of shadow, through the ice, yet more close still. It cannot arise. Break the ice, cold the heart, find the axe, undo this betrayer. So it wants me to break the ice. I say it, that's literally just some guy. Because I think the... Wait, by break the ice, is it talking about the narwhal? Who's the betrayer? Wait, I'm confused. Is there like 27 endings to the DLC as well? I know there were only 2, but to the base game, so it's not really as well. But I'm kind of worried about the ending possibilities here, because there's a lot of strange stuff happening right now. New fish detected. He's kind of got the nerd teeth. If you put some glasses on him, it would go hard. Actually... let me get a couple more fish, and then I will feed the narwhal one last time. And then I'll finally in stream like I had said I would 20 minutes ago. But maybe first I will take a nap. with my good friend in the ice block, the first safety officer or whatever. I wonder how he feels seeing me just nap over here. Realizing that I am putting my ear physically up to the ice block, so it's not like he's shouting at me and we're talking at each other like normal people. He is, in fact, having difficulties. I wonder if it saves specific blocks that I broke. No, I guess, like, ice does, like, respawn. Especially in the ocean. That's kind of like what it does. So maybe I'll get to break it every single time I come through. I don't think so. I think it saves the ice being broken. Just in case. Can I ram into monsters now? I think that would be cool. Full on, like, over-leveled Persona 5 Ryuji and Mementos. Using car to run over monsters. Or some people would prefer full-on car on the highway. Hit under-leveled people. Hold on. We're running. Bubbling Char. That sounds a bit like a Gundam character. Hold on, I'm feeding you. Don't hit me. We are breaking the ice out of this one. Oh, this is annoying. I need one more fish. That dude smelled. I could hear him sniff. He got right up to the microphone and you can run into monsters if you can't ice as the only monster in the game. What a viewpoint. I hope he didn't, like, actually just eat all the fish right there. He did. I'm kind of upset, actually. I had a cool one in there. I guess that's the way to get him to, like, go away. What the... Do I need lumber? I wish there was a way to check. I guess I'm going to, like, fish and pray that I get through this. Let me go. I'm kind of curious about the competitive dredge to see, like, what that looks like. So I think I might look up what that is after. I can't imagine, because, like, obviously anything competitive is gonna feel, like, intense at some level, but I can't imagine it feeling intense, like, even in the moment. But then again, I don't have, like, the golfer's mindset or, like, the fisher's mindset. Chat shows up on screen now. That is neat. Welcome, Toonie. I took, like, the 3 minutes to get it up and running. What do you think? Do you think it's good? And do you have any complaints with sizing and or not disappearing-y? Let me know, because I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with it entirely. Dredge off when? Never. I don't have the skill or the mind. It's good. Period. Have you always done the period? If you have, I've never noticed that we've gone for the, like, the complete correct punctuation kind of route in chat. Full on, just never noticed. Forgive me. I guess it's not really something that I would keep an eye out for, or like anybody would keep an eye out for, because whenever you're on the internet, you just kind of fully expect you don't punctuate anything. Oh, so true. That's what I know. Oh, is that just to, like, get him away? What is the point of that? I just wasted all of that. There was a goldfish in there, and I just gave it away to the narwhal for no reason. I guess it's just to, like, get him away from you, which is a little upsetting. I'm gonna go grab this other piece since it's kind of just on the way, and then I'll head to the thing. Also, Toonie, I do have to apologize. Stream is just going to be short today, so I'm getting close to the wrap-up. So, unfortunately, we're, like, pretty much at the end once I get to the traveling merchant. Did miss out on the opportunity to be lectured on how competitive dredging works, though. So if you didn't know competitive dredge exists, now you know. It was quite the learning opportunity, and now I think I know what what I have looking for in my future job prospects. Wasn't gonna stop by for long anyway. That's good then, because there's not much left. That makes me feel a little bit better about the ending stream as soon as you got here. I'm not running away, I swear. It's just how things happened. But honestly, I've been here longer than I expected. I thought I was going to end at directly an hour, but it's been like an hour and a half. So, you know, it's a shorter stream, but it's not like painfully short. Let me put some of this stuff in here and sell some fish, and then we will wrap up. Although, kinda wanna... I guess let me put this in here. Found it. Slot the blade. Blocks of ice. So I can just get ice blocks. Extend the shelf life of fish and other ice blocks. More ice is more effective up to a point. We'll send that to storage. I hope that the ice doesn't, like, go away in storage. I assume there's more schematics. No, it's empty. Okay, what do I have in my ship then? What is this? Ice axe. Cracked at the handle. The teeth are coated in frozen blood. Oh. I see. Wait, why am I sleeping? Let me see if I have anything in my storage. Like, it does just, like, melt. I guess that makes sense. But it's kind of heartbreaking. I'm just gonna put that in the thing then. In the boat, some people call it. I'm sure it was a fun stream, but you got a blast. Goodbye for now. Thank you for stopping by, Toonie. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I was about to try to say more words, but then I realized that there's really not more words to say after thank you, but I appreciate it. It was good. And that is also where I'm gonna call it for today in general. We will be back on Wednesday with Resident Evil 4, where my game should function correctly this time. And we will be able to play cleanly without any stuttering, and it will all work. I promise, I swear, I hope, I pray. And then follow that up Friday with Nonary Games 999. Probably, I assume, the last stream of that, most likely, because I think I'm closing in near the end. I think there's probably only like a couple more escape rooms, and then maybe we can check out some of the other endings if I can easily get through the paths and like skip stuff and stuff. We'll see how that goes. I think I might follow that up with the next game of the series, to be honest, because I'm kind of just having fun on it. And next week we will finish the DLC here, and that will most likely be the wrap-up for Dredge, like, ever. It's been a lot of fun to play it throughout, like, the past... I think this is, like, the 6th or 7th week of this game. Technically, like... You know, there was no stream last Sunday, so it would have been the 8th. But it's exciting. Either way, thank you all for watching. I'm going to read names and thank people. Thank you, Holland. Thank you, Cyan. Thank you, Jury Han Channel. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Toonie. And that is all for today. I will be back Wednesday, and I will also see what things look like for chat. And I will also actually finally look at some other stuff that I've said that I will look at as well, because I will have a little bit more time on my plate to work with. Either way, thank you all for watching. I will see you all in a future stream. Goodbye.